Have you ever found yourself lying awake, replaying the same scenes in your head, asking, why is he pulling away? What am I not seeing? Why does it feel like no matter how much love and effort I give, it's never enough? You've shown patience, kindness, and understanding, yet you're met with silence, emotional distance, or worse, a sense of rejection that eats away at your confidence. It's infuriating, isn't it? Feeling like you're pouring your entire self into a connection that doesn't seem to pour back. But here's a hard-hitting truth. The problem isn't you. It's what you don't yet understand. And the key to unlocking this lies in dark Stoic psychology. Men aren't as mysterious as they seem. They are simply conditioned to shield their vulnerabilities behind walls of silence and strength. Society tells them to suppress emotions, prioritize control, and avoid appearing weak. These aren't just quirks. They're deeply ingrained psychological patterns. But here's where you come in. Understanding these patterns isn't about manipulation. It's about transformation. When you master the teachings of dark Stoic psychology, you don't just decode his behavior. You gain the tools to shape a connection so profound, it compels him to not just stay, but chase after you. Think of his mind as an intricate fortress. Every brick represents fears, insecurities, and untold desires. You could spend years trying to tear it down, or you could learn to wield the key that lets you walk in effortlessly. That key isn't love alone, it's knowledge. Dark Stoic psychology teaches you to see through his silences, to recognize that his need for control isn't arrogance, but fear, and to understand that his withdrawal isn't rejection, but a cry for emotional safety. This insight arms you with power, not to overpower him, but to create a dynamic where he's drawn to you because he feels seen, understood, and respected. Let's be clear. This isn't about settling for breadcrumbs or molding yourself into someone else's version of perfection. You are already powerful. You are already enough. Dark Stoic psychology isn't here to diminish you. It's here to remind you of your strength. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you understand his psychology, you transcend the games, the guesswork, and the frustrations. You stop chasing his attention and start commanding his respect, admiration, and devotion. Imagine this. Instead of questioning his silence, you navigate it with clarity. Instead of feeling invisible, you become the woman he can't stop thinking about. This isn't fantasy. It's strategy. The kind of strategy that transforms relationships into thriving partnerships built on mutual empowerment and growth. Are you ready to take control? To step into your power and rewrite the rules of love? If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more empowering insights. And comment below with the phrase, "I hold the key to his mind." Let's unlock the secrets together. Your transformation starts now. Number 1. Respect is his weak spot. Master it, and he'll never pull away again. Have you ever felt the sting of his silence after a disagreement, or the subtle distance that creeps in when you least expect it? You wonder, what just happened? Did I say the wrong thing? Is he pulling away? It feels like walking on a tightrope. One misstep, and the fragile connection you've built starts to waver. But here's a truth that can transform your relationship forever. Respect isn't just something men value. It's the foundation of how they connect, thrive, and love. And when you understand this through the lens of dark Stoic psychology, you'll realize it's not about catering to him. It's about wielding the power to command his devotion while staying fully rooted in your own strength. Respect is not compliance, nor is it blind agreement. It's the recognition of effort, the acknowledgement of his identity, and the understanding of his inner world. For a man, respect isn't a luxury, it's survival. Society has conditioned men to equate respect with worth, to see it as a reflection of their identity and purpose. Without it, even the strongest men falter. And when you, the woman in his life, master the art of showing respect without sacrificing your boundaries, you become the woman he can't help but pursue. You become his anchor in a stormy world that often leaves him questioning his own value. Think of a man's sense of respect as the roots of a mighty oak tree. When those roots are nourished, the tree stands tall, unshaken by the strongest winds. But when respect is absent, those roots wither, and he retreats, emotionally, physically, and mentally. Through the teachings of dark Stoic psychology, you gain the tools to recognize and nurture this vital part of his psyche, not by diminishing yourself, but by understanding the subtle balance between strength and acknowledgement. Here's where many women get stuck. They mistake respect for submission or endless praise. Let's destroy that myth right now. True respect, according to Stoic philosophy, begins with mastery over your own emotions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By embodying this strength, you demonstrate respect for yourself first, which in turn allows you to offer respect to him without losing your power. Respect isn't about pandering, it's about meeting him as an equal and recognizing the value he brings to the table. Imagine this. He's had a long day, the weight of unseen pressures bearing down on him. Instead of pressing him for details or demanding immediate attention, you acknowledge his effort with a simple, heartfelt statement. "I see how hard you work, and I appreciate what you do for us." That single moment of recognition becomes a lifeline, grounding him in a way few things can. It's not about stroking his ego. It's about showing him that his efforts matter, that he's seen, valued, and respected. And when he feels that respect radiating from you, it sparks a transformation. He doesn't just stay. He invests. He opens up. He steps into his role not just as your partner, but as a man worthy of the connection you're building. But what if you're thinking, what about me? What about my needs? Here's the beauty of mastering respect through dark Stoic psychology. When you lead with strength, you inspire him to rise to your level. Respect is reciprocal. By demonstrating it, you show him how to do the same. It's not a one-way street. It's a dance of mutual empowerment where both partners thrive. Now let's take it further. Respect isn't just about words. It's about action. It's in the way you hold your boundaries without apology, the way you carry yourself with quiet confidence, and the way you navigate disagreements without tearing him down. Men are drawn to women who exude a powerful energy of self-assurance. When you become that woman, he doesn't just stay by your side, he runs after you, because losing you isn't an option. Are you ready to harness this power, to transform the way he sees you, and build a connection so strong he won't ever want to pull away? If so, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more life-changing strategies grounded in dark Stoic psychology. And now, let's solidify this truth. Comment below with the phrase, "Respect fuels devotion." This is your moment to step into your strength. Stay tuned, because the next strategy will take your understanding to a whole new level. You don't want to miss it. Number 2, crack. His emotional armor, the secret to making him feel safe with you. Have you ever looked at the man you love and wondered, why won't he just let me in? Why does it feel like there's always a wall between us, no matter how much I try? Maybe you've asked him what's wrong, offered your support, or even stayed silent, hoping he'd eventually share. Yet, instead of opening up, he retreats further into his shell, leaving you feeling helpless and frustrated. The truth is, his silence isn't rejection, it's protection. But here's the empowering part. You have the power to crack that armor, not by force, but by becoming the one person he feels safe enough to let inside. This is where the principles of dark Stoic psychology become your ultimate advantage. Men are conditioned to see vulnerability as weakness, trained to believe that showing emotions makes them less of a man. Society has built these emotional fortresses around them, and every sarcastic remark, judgmental glance, or unmet expectation they've encountered has added another layer to those walls. But here's the powerful truth. Those walls aren't meant to keep you out. They exist to protect the fragile, vulnerable parts of him he's terrified to expose. And while most women try to storm the gates with demands and questions, dark Stoic psychology teaches you a more profound, effective approach. Create a space so safe, so free of judgment, that he willingly lowers the drawbridge for you. Think of his emotions as a tightly locked treasure chest at the bottom of the ocean. You don't get there by diving in recklessly. You get there by mastering the current, understanding the tides, and patiently navigating the depths. When you embrace this mindset, you stop seeing his silence as a rejection of you and start recognizing it as an invitation to understand him better. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By approaching his emotions with patience and understanding, you can help him change the way he perceives vulnerability, not as weakness, but as a bridge to connection. Let's imagine this. He comes home after a hard day, his shoulders heavy with invisible burdens. You could meet him with questions, frustration, or ultimatums. But what if instead, you simply sat beside him, placed a hand on his shoulder, and let him feel your presence without any demands? That small, seemingly insignificant gesture speaks louder than words. It says, you don't have to explain yourself. I see you, and I'm here. This is how you crack his emotional armor, not by forcing him to talk, but by showing him that he doesn't need to fear your judgment. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that real power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering our own emotions. When you approach his silence with calm confidence, you embody the emotional stability he craves, but rarely finds. Your strength becomes his sanctuary. This doesn't mean suppressing your own feelings or tiptoeing around him. It means leading with grace, showing him that you're someone he can lean on without losing yourself in the process. You might be thinking, why should I be the one to make the first move? Shouldn't he? And the answer is simple. Because you can. You are powerful, and when you step into that power, you lead the relationship in a way that inspires him to meet you there. Men don't open up because they're pushed. They open up when they feel safe, respected, and valued. And that safety starts with you. Imagine being the woman who doesn't just wait for him to lower his walls, but becomes the reason he wants to. Picture a relationship where he shares his fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities, not because he's forced to, but because he knows you'll hold them with care. This isn't fantasy, it's a skill. And dark Stoic psychology equips you with the tools to create this dynamic effortlessly. If this resonates with you, take action now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and commit to becoming the woman who inspires trust and connection. Drop the empowering phrase, "I am his safe harbor," in the comments to claim your power, and let him know you're ready to rewrite the rules. And don't stop here. The next strategy will reveal even deeper secrets about male psychology that will leave him chasing you. Stay tuned. Your transformation has only just begun. Number 3, men crave purpose. Show him his role without sacrificing your strength. Have you ever felt him pulling away, like the connection you've been building suddenly hit an invisible wall? Maybe his energy shifted, his attention scattered, or his enthusiasm dimmed, leaving you questioning everything. Am I enough? Why does it feel like I'm giving so much, yet something's missing? Here's a truth you need to hear. This isn't about your worth. It's about understanding the psychology that drives him. Men crave purpose. Not just any purpose, but one that makes them feel essential, valued, and irreplaceable in your life. And here's the twist. You can give him that without sacrificing your power. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that men are biologically and psychologically wired to seek purpose as a cornerstone of their identity. Purpose isn't just a fleeting need, it's his compass, his North Star. When a man feels unnecessary, like a supporting actor in the movie of your life, he will start to drift, not because he doesn't care, but because his primal wiring demands significance. But what if you could make him feel purposeful in a way that doesn't diminish your independence, but amplifies it? This isn't about needing him to survive. It's about creating a space where his strengths align with your power. Think of his mind as a well-tuned engine. It thrives on direction. Without a sense of purpose, he becomes like a car idling in neutral, burning fuel but going nowhere. Your role isn't to steer the wheel for him, but to invite him onto a journey that matters. Dark Stoic psychology reveals that a man's need to feel needed doesn't stem from weakness. It comes from his deepest instincts to protect, provide, and contribute. And when you understand this, you can channel his desire to serve a meaningful role in your life, not by shrinking yourself, but by showing him how he fits into your already powerful world. Imagine this. You're the captain of a magnificent ship, charting bold courses and conquering new horizons. You don't need anyone to steer for you, but a capable first mate can make the journey smoother, more purposeful, more aligned. When you show him that his contributions matter, not as a crutch, but as a complement, you ignite his need to step up and show up. This is the dynamic Dark Stoic psychology allows you to create. One where you remain firmly in control of your life while inspiring him to rise into his best self. You might wonder, but how do I show him he's needed without losing myself? It starts with acknowledging his strengths. Notice the ways he already supports you, even if they seem small. A simple, genuine acknowledgement like, "I value how you always step in to make things easier for me," can transform the energy between you. This isn't about inflating his ego. It's about fueling his purpose. Men thrive when they feel seen, and when you balance that with your own confidence, you create a dynamic that's both magnetic and unshakable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Apply this to your relationship. When you shift your mindset from wondering if you're enough to knowing you hold the power to inspire, you take control of the narrative. You are not weak. You are a force of nature. By understanding his need for purpose through the lens of dark Stoic psychology, you're not only empowering him, but reinforcing the strength you already possess. So, are you ready to stop doubting and start leading with clarity and confidence? To create a relationship where his purpose aligns with your strength, making both of you unstoppable. Then, like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the secrets of male psychology and how to unlock deeper connections. And let's make this real. Write the phrase, "I inspire his purpose without losing my strength," in the comments to claim your power. Stay tuned, because the next strategy will reveal even more about mastering the art of love with dark Stoic psychology. This is your moment. Take it. Number 4. Confidence is your superpower. Command his devotion without saying a word. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to have men magnetized by their very presence, while others struggle to hold their attention for even a moment? Maybe you've asked yourself, am I not enough? Why do I feel like I'm chasing his affection instead of commanding it effortlessly? If you've ever felt this way, let me tell you something critical. You are enough. The problem isn't with you. It's with the way you've been conditioned to undervalue your own power. The truth is, confidence isn't just an attractive trait. It's a superpower. When you master this, you won't have to chase his devotion. It will find its way to you, naturally and inevitably. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that confidence isn't loud or performative. It's silent, unshakable strength. It's not about proving yourself. It's about knowing yourself. Picture this. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It stands tall, shining brightly, guiding them through the storm. That's what confidence does in relationships. It becomes a beacon, drawing him toward you without you lifting a finger. Men are biologically and psychologically wired to gravitate toward women who carry this energy. Why? Because confidence signals security, self-awareness, and emotional mastery. All qualities that make a man feel both challenged and comforted in your presence. But let's get deeper. Confidence isn't a facade you slap on to impress someone. It's a foundation you build brick by brick. Dark Stoic psychology teaches that true confidence begins in your mind, in mastering your inner world before trying to influence the outer one. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your power lies in understanding that you don't need anyone's validation to feel whole. When you embody this mindset, men don't just notice. They are compelled to align themselves with your energy." You might be wondering, how can I build this kind of confidence? Start by shifting your focus inward. Reflect on your strengths, your wins, and the moments when you've overcome obstacles that would have crushed others. Remember, confidence isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. It's about showing up as your authentic self, flaws and all, and owning every part of who you are. Men are irresistibly drawn to this kind of self-assurance because it tells them, "I am complete with or without you." That's the paradox. When you stop needing his attention, he starts craving yours. Imagine walking into a room, your head held high, your energy grounded, your presence undeniable. You're not trying to prove anything. You're simply existing in your power. That kind of confidence doesn't just attract him, it challenges him. Dark Stoic psychology reveals that men are wired to respond to women who exude emotional independence because it makes them feel safe and inspired. Confidence signals that you are a partner, not a project, a queen, not a pawn. Some women fear that confidence will make them intimidating or unapproachable, but the truth is the opposite. Confidence is magnetic because it sets a standard. It tells him, if you want me, you need to rise to meet me. Men don't run from that. They rise to the challenge. Confidence doesn't diminish your softness. It amplifies it by grounding it in strength. It creates a dynamic where he doesn't just admire you. He feels honored to be in your presence. So, let me ask you, are you ready to stop chasing and start commanding his devotion? To step into the woman you already are, the woman who doesn't just hope for attention, but naturally draws it. Confidence isn't a gift someone gives you. It's a decision you make every day. Decide now. If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because your journey into mastering Dark Stoic psychology is just beginning. And let's make it personal. Drop the phrase, "My confidence is my power," in the comments. Own it, believe it, and let it guide you. And stay tuned, because the next strategy will reveal an even deeper insight into unlocking the dynamics of male psychology. Your power is limitless. Let's unleash it together. Number 5. Mystery is magnetic. Reveal. Just enough to keep him addicted to. You. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to have men magnetized by their very presence, while others struggle to hold their attention for even a moment? Maybe you've asked yourself, am I not enough? Why do I feel like I'm chasing his affection instead of commanding it effortlessly? If you've ever felt this way, let me tell you something critical. You are enough. The problem isn't with you. It's with the way you've been conditioned to undervalue your own power. The truth is, confidence isn't just an attractive trait. It's a superpower. When you master this, you won't have to chase his devotion. It will find its way to you, naturally and inevitably. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that confidence isn't loud or performative. It's silent, unshakable strength. It's not about proving yourself. It's about knowing yourself. Picture this. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It stands tall, shining brightly, guiding them through the storm. That's what confidence does in relationships. It becomes a beacon, drawing him towards you without you lifting a finger. Men are biologically and psychologically wired to gravitate toward women who carry this energy. Why? Because confidence signals security, self-awareness, and emotional mastery, all qualities that make a man feel both challenged and comforted in your presence. But let's get deeper. Confidence isn't a facade you slap on to impress someone. It's a foundation you build brick by brick. Dark Stoic psychology teaches that true confidence begins in your mind, in mastering your inner world, before trying to influence the outer one. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your power lies in understanding that you don't need anyone's validation to feel whole. When you embody this mindset, men don't just notice. They are compelled to align themselves with your energy. You might be wondering, how can I build this kind of confidence? Start by shifting your focus inward. Reflect on your strengths, your wins, and the moments when you've overcome obstacles that would have crushed others. Remember, Confidence isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. It's about showing up as your authentic self, flaws and all, and owning every part of who you are. Men are irresistibly drawn to this kind of self-assurance because it tells them, I am complete with or without you. That's the paradox. When you stop needing his attention, he starts craving yours. Imagine walking into a room, your head held high, your energy grounded, your presence undeniable. You're not trying to prove anything. You're simply existing in your power. That kind of confidence doesn't just attract him, it challenges him. Dark Stoic psychology reveals that men are wired to respond to women who exude emotional independence because it makes them feel safe and inspired. Confidence signals that you are a partner, not a project, a queen, not a pawn. Some women fear that confidence will make them intimidating or unapproachable, but the truth is the opposite. Confidence is magnetic because it sets a standard. It tells him, if you want me, you need to rise to meet me. Men don't run from that. They rise to the challenge. Confidence doesn't diminish your softness. It amplifies it by grounding it in strength. It creates a dynamic where he doesn't just admire you. He feels honored to be in your presence. So, let me ask you, are you ready to stop chasing and start commanding his devotion? To step into the woman you already are, the woman who doesn't just hope for attention but naturally draws it. Confidence isn't a gift someone gives you. It's a decision you make every day. Decide now. If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because your journey into mastering Dark Stoic psychology is just beginning. And let's make it personal. Drop the phrase, "My confidence is my power," in the comments. Own it, believe it, and let it guide you. And stay tuned, because the next strategy will reveal an even deeper insight into unlocking the dynamics of male psychology. Your power is limitless. Let's unleash it together. Number 6, bring laughter. Banish drama. Turn joy into your secret weapon in love. Have you ever felt the weight of a relationship growing heavier, like a storm cloud slowly building over what was once a sunny connection? Maybe you found yourself asking, why does everything feel so tense? Where did the lightness go? Why is it all serious talks, unresolved issues, and heavy silences? You've tried to hold everything together, to be the anchor, the voice of reason. But instead of bringing you closer, it seems to push him further away. Here's the truth. Relationships don't fall apart because of challenges. They crumble under the absence of joy. And if you're willing to harness the power of laughter, you can not only save your connection, but make him crave your presence in ways he never has before. Men are drawn to lightness, not because they're shallow, but because they are conditioned to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Society tells them to solve problems, suppress emotions, and always maintain control. But Dark Stoic psychology teaches us something powerful. Beneath that stoic exterior lies a man yearning for a space where he can let go, laugh, and simply be. You can be that space. You can be the woman who transforms his fortress into a sanctuary, not through endless conversations or demands for change, but through the magnetic pull of shared joy. Imagine this. He walks in after a hard day, his shoulders heavy with stress. Instead of asking him what's wrong, instead of adding another layer of seriousness to an already overwhelming day, you greet him with a playful smile, a lighthearted joke, or even a silly dance. In that moment, you've done something profound. You've created a tiny crack in his armor, one that lets the light back in. Laughter isn't trivial. It's transformative. It's the bridge that connects two people when words fail. The spark that reignites the fire of intimacy when everything feels cold. Dark Stoic psychology shows us that men are often reluctant to express their emotions, not because they don't feel deeply, but because they fear judgment or rejection. Laughter bypasses those fears. It's a universal language that says, "You're safe with me." It's not about ignoring life's challenges. It's about showing him that your relationship is strong enough to withstand them without being consumed by them. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you embody that strength through joy, you remind him that your connection isn't another weight to bear. It's the lightness he didn't know he needed. Some women might wonder, but what if he doesn't respond? What if he doesn't laugh with me? Here's the answer. Your power doesn't lie in his reaction. It lies in your action. Playfulness isn't about seeking validation. It's about reclaiming the energy of your relationship. When you bring joy into the equation, you set the tone. Men are naturally drawn to women who can transform the mundane into something magical. Your laughter becomes the signal that says, "I'm not here to compete with your stress. I'm here to remind you of who we are when the world fades away." Think of laughter as the spark that keeps the engine of your relationship running. Without it, even the strongest connections sputter and stall. But with it, you create momentum, a sense of partnership that can weather any storm. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that resilience isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about finding balance, even in chaos. By bringing lightness into your relationship, you embody that balance, showing him that strength and joy can coexist. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to turn laughter into your secret weapon? To reclaim the spark? To remind him why he was drawn to you in the first place? If so, start today. The next time you're together, find a moment to inject playfulness into your connection. Whether it's a joke, a funny story, or a spontaneous adventure, let your joy be the anchor that draws him back to you. If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the power of Dark Stoic psychology. And comment below with the empowering phrase, "I am the spark of joy." Let's take this journey together, one strategy at a time. Stay tuned for the next powerful insight that will transform the way you connect with him and deepen your bond. Your power begins here. Let's unleash it. Number 7, speak his unspoken language, the art of connecting through touch. Have you ever looked at him and wondered why words seem to fail? You've tried talking, explaining, even pleading, yet all you get is silence, a vague nod, or worse, the feeling that you're hitting a wall. It's as if no matter what you say, the message doesn't land. You start questioning yourself. Am I not enough? Does he even care? Why won't he just open up? Here's the hard truth. Men often don't speak in the language of words. They communicate in a deeper, unspoken way, a language rooted in action, energy, and touch. And when you master this language, you unlock a level of intimacy that pulls him closer, not because you force it, but because he can't resist it. Men are wired differently. Dark Stoic psychology reveals that men process emotions and connection through experience rather than conversation. While women often find comfort and clarity in verbal expression, men tend to retreat into their own minds, seeking control over their emotions rather than releasing them. This isn't a sign of disinterest. It's a survival mechanism deeply ingrained by societal expectations. But here's where your power comes in. You don't need to force him to talk. You need to show him that he's safe, seen, and valued. And the most potent way to do this is through the art of touch. Imagine his mind as a clenched fist, holding tightly to fears and vulnerabilities he doesn't know how to express. Touch is the key that gently persuades that fist to open. A hand on his shoulder, a light squeeze of his arm, or a reassuring embrace doesn't just comfort him, it speaks directly to the fortress of his emotions. Touch bypasses the barriers he's built over years of conditioning, reaching a part of him words can't. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, what stands in the way becomes the way. His silence, his stoicism, and his retreat are not obstacles. They are opportunities. By understanding the principles of dark Stoic psychology, you can transform those barriers into bridges. Touch tells him what words cannot. I'm here, I see you, and I value you. It's not about taking away his control, but giving him the space to let his guard down. Perhaps you're asking, why should I be the one to initiate? Shouldn't he come to me first? Here's the truth. Initiating touch doesn't make you weak. It makes you powerful. It's an act of leadership, of claiming your role as the anchor in his storm. Men are drawn to women who embody calm and strength. And when you use touch with intention, you become the grounding force he subconsciously craves. It's not about chasing him. It's about creating a connection so compelling that he runs after you. Picture this. He's had a hard day, the weight of the world etched into his posture. Instead of asking him for the 100th time what's wrong, you place a gentle hand on his chest, meet his eyes, and say, I'm here if you need me. That single moment says more than an hour-long conversation ever could. It's not about fixing him. It's about showing him that he's not alone. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that men often feel safest when they don't have to explain themselves. Your touch gives him that safety. But this isn't just about him. When you embrace the power of touch, you reclaim your role as a creator of connection. You're not waiting for him to open up on his terms. You're shaping the dynamics of your relationship with purpose and mastery. This is what sets you apart. This is what makes you unforgettable. So let me ask you, are you ready to speak his unspoken language? To create a bond so deep it transcends words? If you're ready to take this step, like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more transformative strategies rooted in dark Stoic psychology. And drop the phrase, I master the language of connection, in the comments to affirm your power. Stay tuned. The next strategy will take your understanding even deeper. Your journey to mastering his mind and your own is just beginning. Number 8, celebrate his efforts. Build his confidence. The feedback loop that keeps him close. Have you ever caught yourself wondering why the connection feels strained, even after all the energy you've poured into your relationship? Maybe you've noticed a shift in his demeanor. He seems quieter, less engaged, perhaps even distant. You question yourself. Am I doing enough? Does he even notice my efforts? But here's the twist. What if he's asking himself the exact same thing? What if, beneath his silence, lies a man craving acknowledgement, validation, and a sense that his contributions, no matter how small, are seen and valued? The answer isn't grand gestures or endless praise. It's about mastering the art of recognition. And here's where dark Stoic psychology steps in, handing you the tools to not only reignite his confidence, but to create a feedback loop that draws him irresistibly closer. Men are often wired to show love through action, solving problems, offering support, or making your life a little easier in ways you might not immediately notice. But when those efforts go unacknowledged, it's like throwing water on a fire. His confidence dims, his energy falters, and he begins to pull away, not because he doesn't care, but because he feels unseen. Think of his confidence like a well. It needs regular replenishment to keep flowing. And that's where you, as a powerful, self-aware woman, come in. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that validation isn't about stroking egos. It's about building bridges of mutual respect and admiration. Let's cut to the core. Men thrive on purpose. They are drawn to women who inspire them to be better, stronger, and more fulfilled versions of themselves. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Flip this wisdom. Don't waste time waiting for him to become the partner you want. Instead, cultivate an environment where his natural strengths can flourish, and watch as he becomes the man who goes above and beyond for you, willingly and enthusiastically. Imagine this. He fixes something around the house, takes care of a mundane task you mentioned in passing, or supports you when you're overwhelmed. It may seem small to you, but to him, it's a declaration of his love. When you pause, look him in the eyes and say, "I see what you did, and it means so much to me." You're doing more than showing gratitude. You're empowering him. That acknowledgement plants the seeds of a powerful feedback loop. The more he feels valued, the more he's inspired to contribute, creating a cycle of mutual appreciation and deeper connection. Now, some of you might think, why should I have to stroke his confidence? Shouldn't he be strong enough on his own? But here's the truth. Even the most self-assured men are human. They carry doubts and insecurities, just like anyone else. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that strength isn't about perfection. It's about balance. Your recognition isn't weakness. It's power. By validating his efforts, you're not just lifting him up. You're solidifying your partnership, making it unshakable in a world that constantly tests relationships. Picture this. A fire burning in the dead of night. It needs attention to keep it alive, just enough fuel to make it roar, not so much that it suffocates. That's his confidence. Feed it thoughtfully, and it becomes a blazing source of warmth and light for both of you. Ignore it, and it dwindles into embers, leaving the connection cold and distant. Your acknowledgement is the spark that keeps the fire alive. You don't need to overdo it. A heartfelt thank you when he steps up, a warm touch on his arm when he's been there for you, or even a quiet moment where you simply express, "I noticed what you did, and I appreciate it." These acts don't make you smaller, they make your bond stronger. They show him that his presence matters, that he isn't just a placeholder in your life, but a vital part of it. So, are you ready to take control of this dynamic? To step into your power and use Dark Stoic psychology to transform your relationship into something extraordinary? Start today by noticing the little things, those seemingly ordinary moments where he tries to show up for you. Acknowledge them and watch the shift in him as his confidence rebuilds, fueling a connection that makes him not just stay, but run after you. If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the transformative power of Dark Stoic psychology. And here's your challenge. write the phrase, "I see his efforts, and I honor my power," in the comments below. Let's commit to creating relationships that thrive on mutual respect, admiration, and growth. Stick around. The next strategy will take your understanding of his mind to a whole new level. You've got this. Your transformation starts now. Number 9. Turn his fears into trust. Unveil his hidden vulnerabilities. Without judgment. Have you ever found yourself wondering, why does he always seem so distant, so closed off? Why does he retreat the moment things start to get deep? Maybe you felt the sting of his silence, the frustration of unanswered questions, or the ache of feeling like no matter how much you give, there's always a part of him you can't reach. It's as if he's guarding something so tightly, afraid to let you in. But what if I told you this isn't rejection or disinterest? What if his walls aren't meant to shut you out, but to shield himself from the fear of being truly seen? This is where dark Stoic psychology becomes your greatest ally. Men are taught from an early age to suppress their fears, silence their vulnerabilities, and carry the weight of the world on their shoulders without a single crack showing. Society conditions them to equate emotions with weakness, to believe that their value lies in their strength alone. And yet, beneath that stoic exterior is a reservoir of unspoken fears, doubts, and desires. An emotional landscape he desperately wants to share, but has been trained to hide. Here's the truth. You hold the power to transform his fears into trust, to create a space so safe, so free of judgment, that he willingly opens the gates of his inner world. But it starts with mastering dark Stoic psychology and understanding his mind at its core. Imagine his fears as a tightly coiled spring, wound up from years of societal pressure, rejection, and misunderstanding. Every time he has tried to express himself and faced ridicule, that spring has wound tighter, making it harder for him to release what he holds inside. Your role isn't to force that spring open. It's to be the steady presence that allows it to unwind naturally. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you harness this principle, you stop reacting to his silence with frustration and start responding with grace, strength, and clarity. But let's be real. You might be asking, why should I have to take the lead? Why can't he just open up on his own? And here's the answer. Because you're capable of leading in a way that doesn't sacrifice your power. Dark Stoic psychology is about wielding insight and understanding, not manipulation. When you approach his vulnerabilities with compassion instead of criticism, curiosity instead of control, you become the woman who inspires his trust rather than his retreat. Picture this. Instead of pushing him to explain his silence, you sit beside him, your presence calm and unwavering. You don't demand answers. You offer understanding. You show him, with every word and action, that his fears won't scare you away, that his vulnerabilities won't be weaponized against him. This quiet, steady power is irresistible. It's the difference between trying to storm his defenses and showing him that his walls aren't necessary when he's with you. Dark Stoic psychology also teaches that trust is built in the small, consistent moments. It's in the way you listen without interrupting, the way you respect his need for space without taking it personally, and the way you acknowledge his strengths without ignoring his struggles. Men are not drawn to perfection. They are drawn to authenticity. When he sees that you can handle both his light and his shadow, you become the person he can't help but run to, not from. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to be the woman who turns his silence into conversation, his fears into trust? Are you ready to wield the strength that draws him closer, not through force, but through insight? If this resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more transformative strategies rooted in dark Stoic psychology. And here's your challenge. Drop the phrase, "I am his sanctuary," in the comments to affirm your power. The next strategy will take your understanding of male psychology even deeper. So don't stop here. This is just the beginning of your transformation. Together, we'll unlock the keys to his mind and make him the man who can't imagine life without you. Let's do this. Number 10, become the woman. He can't resist. Use dark Stoic psychology to command his pursuit. Have you ever felt that sharp sting of invisibility? Like no matter what you do, he seems indifferent? You've poured your heart into the relationship, hoping he'll notice, hoping he'll reciprocate, yet his interest feels like it's slipping through your fingers. You've likely asked yourself, why do some women seem to have men running after them effortlessly, while I'm left chasing scraps of attention? What's the secret I'm missing? The answer isn't in working harder to please him. It's in stepping into your power and becoming the woman he simply cannot resist. And the key to this lies in mastering dark Stoic psychology. Men are not drawn to women who bend over backward to win their affection. They are magnetized by women who command respect, embody confidence, and wield an air of mystery that keeps them guessing. This is where dark Stoic psychology changes the game. It's not about manipulation. It's about understanding how his mind works at its core, and then using that knowledge to shift the dynamic, so he's the one pursuing you. Imagine yourself as a rare, breathtaking masterpiece in a gallery. People don't walk past a masterpiece. They stop, stare, and feel compelled to come closer. They don't need to be convinced of its value. They feel it. This is what happens when you embrace the principles of dark Stoic psychology. It's about mastering your emotional energy, exuding self-assurance, and becoming a woman whose presence demands attention without ever chasing it. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't just philosophical wisdom. It's a blueprint for becoming irresistible. When you stop clinging to the fear of losing him and instead focus on building your inner strength, you shift the power dynamic entirely. He doesn't pull away because he's losing interest. He leans in because your self-possession is magnetic. Confidence is intoxicating, but not the performative kind. The quiet, unshakable kind that says, "I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone." Some women might wonder, how do I become this woman without losing myself or playing games? The answer is deceptively simple. Stop chasing validation. Dark Stoic psychology teaches that men are wired to pursue, to uncover, and to win. The moment you center your worth on his attention, you flip the script in a way that erodes his respect. Instead, build a life so fulfilling, so vibrant, that he feels privileged just to be part of it. A man will chase what he fears losing, and nothing is more captivating than a woman who knows she doesn't need to be chased, but is still irresistible. Picture this. The next time you're together, don't fill the silence with nervous chatter or excessive affection. Instead, lean into your power. Let him feel the strength in your presence, the depth in your silence, the intrigue in your restraint. Let your actions, not your words, communicate that you are a woman of substance. Men are hardwired to respond to what they perceive as rare and valuable. When you embody this, you become unforgettable. Dark Stoic psychology isn't about controlling him. It's about mastering yourself. It's about recognizing that his interest, his pursuit, and even his admiration are not things you beg for. They are things you inspire. As Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." When you know your worth and live it unapologetically, he'll see you not as someone to take for granted, but as someone to cherish. So, are you ready to stop chasing and start commanding? To stop doubting your worth and step fully into your power? The journey starts here. Like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more insights into using Dark Stoic psychology to transform your relationships and to declare your commitment to becoming the woman he can't resist. Write the phrase, "I am the masterpiece he'll never stop pursuing," in the comments below. This is just the beginning. Stick around for the next strategy that will take your understanding of male psychology to an even deeper level. Your power is already within you. It's time to unlock it. Let's begin.